Hey friends, it's Alice here from Rogue Alchemy Beauty Lounge. If you clicked on this video, you probably got this link from me after I did your color, or you stumbled across it on the internet because you have colored hair and you're looking to make it last longer. As a hairstylist for almost 9 years, I think that I have figured out quite a lot of really important tips in order to make my clients and my hair last longer, well, the color. My apologies if you hear running around. I have crazy dogs that like to play and walk around, and I just feel so bad creating them. So tip number one is one you've probably heard over and over again. It's also the piece of advice that my clients dislike hearing the most, and that is washing your hair with cold water. I am telling you, it makes all the difference between night and day, like a huge impact. If you're using hot water on your color treated hair, you're probably only going to get about 2 weeks before your hair is muddy and muted and dry and just not doing the greatest. Think about it this way. You have your hair shaft. There are little shingles on the outside of the hair shaft called the cuticle. This is like the doorway in and out of your hair. And so by using hot water, you're swinging that door wide open where the color can more easily escape, as well as the natural oils within the hair. If you're using cold water, the door stays shut, well, all of the doors, and that way you're not losing color, you're retaining moisture, you're getting shine because it's nice and closed and sleek. So that is what's going on there. Also important to mention, and this is just my own pet peeve, I think, because I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to hair stuff, but I often hear people here on YouTube referring to the cuticle of the hair as the follicle. The follicle is where the hair is growing out of inside your scalp. When you're saying that you're stopping the color from leaving the follicle, that actually doesn't make sense. I know that people are trying to say cuticle, but they're just confusing it with follicle, so I'm hoping that anyone that's confusing the two can be educated from this video. The next piece of advice I have for you is washing your hair less. I know, your hair gets oily and you have to wash it every day, right? Well, if you have color treated hair, odds are that your hair is a little more, even just the slightest more compromised than virgin hair that has never seen color or lightener before. So it all comes down to science. You're washing your hair every single day for 2 weeks or a month. At this point, your scalp has learned its oils are going to be stripped way more than it needs to be. And so in order to compensate for it knowing that the oils will be stripped again tomorrow and the next day, it's going to overproduce oil and try and balance the scalp out again. But then you keep washing it again, and especially if you're using drugstore shampoo, you're really messing with the chemistry up here. So if you're washing your hair 3 times, twice, or once a week, your hair won't be panicking that it's not getting enough oils. It knows that you'll only be doing it when you need to, and therefore it will balance itself out and you won't be overproducing oil like before. If you have virgin hair that has never seen color before, you could probably get away with washing every day if you have to, but it's still not the best for it. I would never recommend washing every day. When it comes to colored hair, especially unnatural colors, you will see a difference in the fade every time you wash your hair. Why not do yourself a favor, especially if you've invested in professional hair color? Why waste all that money and let it run down the drain? I have people mention to me sometimes, like, Alice, you work out almost every day. How do you not wash your hair on the days where you work out because your scalp is sweating? Well, this is what I have for you. Go under the water, either cold water or warm water, not hot. Rub your scalp in circular motions, and I find that just the water itself is enough to take that sweat off of your scalp and that excess oil from the day. Segue into point number 3. It's sort of like a 2.5, and that is to use dry shampoo. So dry shampoo is a talc solution that absorbs those oils that are on your scalp, as well as removes odor. They usually have a fresh perfume to them because we all know the grease smells sometimes if it's real bad, you know? The trick though with dry shampoo is that you must rub it in after you spray it, or you'll get a very chalky white dust going on, and nobody wants that. This is actually a number 3.5, and that is do follow that dry shampoo with a dry conditioner. That'll take away the matte look in the hair and add shine back in. Some people will even replace their dry shampoo with just a cleansing foam. If you want something more affordable, I believe Batiste does make something like that. and I've heard glowing reviews. I haven't personally tried that brand. You know that I'm not about that drugstore product, but that one I will allow. Do use a sulfate-free shampoo, please. If you don't know what sulfates are, they're harsh chemicals that are added into shampoo products to give you lots of foam and lots of lather. We've been tricked over time to believe that foam means clean, but that is not the case at all. It's often added to shampoos just as filler to fill up the bottle more, so they don't have to use as much of the good stuff. They can just fill it in with this gross sulfate. Sorry, my camera just shut off if the lighting looks different. So it just should be applied to about here. It should not pass here. Once it passes here, we're doing damage, okay? This is where conditioner wants to be. This needs conditioning. This needs washing, but only how many times? 1 to 3 times a week. Good job. And if you want to know exactly how to wash hair like a professional hairstylist, look forward to another video coming soon. Speaking of washing hair, it is also important to mention, if you haven't heard of cleansing conditioner before, this is actually a shampoo replacement, or if you're very oily, you can use a cleansing conditioner on the days where you're not actually shampooing your hair. This is a much healthier alternative to washing your hair with shampoo every single day. The way that I describe cleansing conditioner is it pulls the oils from your scalp down to your mid-shaft and your ends. If you have a lot of hairspray in your hair or gel in your hair, something that's really hard to take out, instead of using shampoo to get that out, use a cleansing conditioner. You won't disrupt the natural moisture that is in that part of your hair if you're using a cleansing conditioner. It also helps to keep the cuticle shut the way that a normal conditioner would, so you will end up with that shine and that luster. Important tip, once you apply the cleansing conditioner to your scalp, let it sit for a minimum of 5 minutes before you rinse it out. The longer you let that sit, the more time it'll have to really pull those oils down. If you're putting it on and rinsing it off immediately, you're really just washing it down the drain and there's no point. Also important to note, there is an adjustment period when you switch from shampoo to cleansing conditioner. Remember how we talked about your hair compensating for stripping the oils? So your hair will be prepared for that shampoo where you strip the oils off, and then you're not giving it that. So it's preparing and producing all this extra oil for no reason. And it will take about a month to fully stop it from doing that. But once you get through that greasy time period, it's so worth it because your hair will be so happy. This is especially great for people that have lightened hair, bleached, that's a fancy word for bleach, curly hair, or coarse hair. But it can be used for all types of hair. Put your hot tools down. You do not need to be straightening, curling, waving, crimping, any of that every single day. I know that it looks good, I know, but what you're doing is essentially cooking your hair. My advice to you there would be to start using hot tools maximum twice per week. And when you do, please use a heat protectant spray. It really doesn't take that much extra time. And I know that some of you do skip that step, but it's really important. Bear in mind that most hot tools get as hot as our ovens do. Would you let your hair sit in an oven? Probably not. So don't cook it. And that's not only going to keep your hair healthy, but every time you use hot tools on your hair, it will fade your color more and more. Remember what I said before about the way that the cuticle works. Heat opens the cuticle. So you're putting heat as well as pressing the heat and holding the heat on the hair. You're basically just evaporating the color right out of there. Also, I get a lot of questions about what is the appropriate temperature to use hot tools on your hair. Although a lot of them go up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit, I would recommend keeping your heat setting at 360 or less. Today, I curled my hair at 325, and I would say that it looks exactly the same as if you were to style it with 450. I bet you knew this one was coming. Use professional product. I told you this in my Function of Beauty review, which you can check out in the description of this video if you're interested. But think about it this way. Your stylist isn't just trying to make a quick buck. Most of the time, if a stylist has integrity, they are just looking to help you take the best care of your hair as you can. Not only for your own benefit and your hair's benefit, but selfishly for our own. Once you leave the doors of the salon, you are a walking billboard for that hairstylist. And if your hair is looking dry, damaged, faded, so on and so forth, that's not going to look very good on the stylist's reputation. This is a whole backwards way of saying, please just take their advice, get the shampoo that they suggest. They're professionals. They've been to hair school and beyond with extra classes a lot of the time. They really know their stuff. We've invested thousands of dollars in being able to give you this information. In saying that, I understand that spending $20 to $50 on a shampoo is not feasible for some people, and we will never shame you or judge you for that. We've been there too. But when you're in the position to, take advantage of that really good product. The 9th tip is avoiding sunlight. This is huge. Sunlight will damage your skin, but it'll also damage your hair. It'll make your hair dry and just fade the color right out of there. Especially if you have any semi-permanent color on your hair, which is what most vivid colors are, or for blondes, if you have like a silver toner on there, for example, the sun, she wants that hair yellow. So when you're leaving the house on a sunny day, wear a hat, wear a hood, even use a cute parasol. Those are actually coming in style again, and I think they're freaking awesome, and they're so good for your hair and your skin. The next one is extremely important. I guess it's all important, but this one I really need to put heavy emphasis on because I know there are a lot of people that use this, and I'm gonna change your life right now. There is this very popular dandruff shampoo that often comes in a 3-in-1. Don't even get me started about 3-in-1s, but it rhymes with dead and boulders. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But most dandruff shampoos will also fade the color out of your hair. It's also just extremely, extremely drying and damaging for the hair. If you want a color-safe dandruff solution, I would recommend putting a few drops of tea tree oil into your shampoo and your conditioner, and after consulting your dermatologist, putting tea tree oil on your scalp itself and doing massages with that isn't going to mess with your color nearly as much as all these dandruff shampoos at the grocery store. The 12th tip is to purchase a color conditioner. If you don't know what this is, some brands will come out with a conditioner that has pigment built into it, and what this is meant to do is to give you a color boost or a color refresh at home. If you're a client at the salon or just in the area, we retail Viral color conditioners. I love that brand, I use it personally, and I also recommend it to all of my color clients. It's a great way to keep your color poppin'. It's also extremely conditioning and it smells like grapefruit, so what more could you want? Number 13, turn your shampoo and conditioner at home into color boosting treatments. Basically what this is when you take dollops of semi-permanent color, the color of your hair, and put it into a white conditioner that you have and couple into your shampoo as well. More so concentrating on the conditioner, but a little bit in your shampoo certainly won't hurt. You can do this with most semi-permanent non-oxidative colors, but my personal favorite that I've had the most consistent success with in these is Manic Panic. It's very predictable and it's hyperpigmented, so you're definitely going to get the boost that you need on a regular basis too. And it's completely customized for your hair and your color. And the final 14th tip that I have for you is to keep your hair out of chlorine. If you have a hot tub, a chlorine pool, any of that, or if you're on vacation or whatever, chlorine will damage your hair and fade the color out. So you definitely don't want to do that. Just do a cute little messy bun or even like some French braids, but clip those tips up underneath. And that's a quick solution. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you learned something today. Please like this video to show me if you did. Comment down below what you think of these tips, as well as if you have any tips that I haven't mentioned. I would love to hear them. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and for more videos that are not like this, but that are still cool. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Stay safe, be well, and go rogue. Alice with Rogue Alchemy Beauty Lounge. Bye.